You've been alive for maybe 25, 30, 40 years. Feel like a long time? The Earth is 4.5 billion years old. If you compress that entire history into a single day, every hour would swallow 187 million years. Every second, 52,000 years gone, and all of human civilization. Every empire, every war, every invention, every person who ever lived fits inside the last 1/10 of 1 second before midnight. This is what actually happened on that clock. Midnight, the clock starts. There is no ocean, no sky, no ground you could stand on. Just a spinning ball of molten rock, getting hammered by asteroids in the darkness of a young solar system. Then, 10 minutes into the day, something hits Earth. A planet, a Mars-sized object called Theia, collides with Earth at full speed. The explosion vaporizes both surfaces instantly. Debris flies into orbit. Over thousands of years, that debris clumps together. And just like that, we have a moon. That moon stabilizes Earth's tilt. Without it, our climate would spin into chaos, and life would likely never exist. By 4 a.m. on our clock, something remarkable happens. It has been raining for 1,000,000 years straight. The oceans have formed, and at the very bottom of those oceans, in complete darkness, under crushing pressure, near volcanic vents, spewing heat and minerals, chemistry gets lucky. The right atoms collide in the right order. A membrane forms around them. And for the first time in the history of this planet, something replicates itself. One cell. No eyes, no brain, no purpose, but alive. That single cell is the ancestor of every living thing that has ever existed on this planet. The blue whale, the oak tree, your grandmother. All of it traces back to one lucky chemical reaction at the bottom of a dark ocean. For the next several hours on the clock, barely anything changes. Single-celled life floats around, surviving, slowly evolving. But at 1 p.m., one type of bacteria swims to the surface and starts eating sunlight. Photosynthesis. These cyanobacteria multiply explosively, covering the oceans like a carpet. And as they feed, they release a waste product into the atmosphere. Oxygen. Oxygen was poison to almost everything alive at that time. It tore through cell membranes. The oceans rusted red from iron, reacting with the oxygen. And the atmosphere, it went from toxic orange to pale blue. The very air we breathe today was originally a catastrophe. By 9 p.m., something extraordinary is happening in the oceans. The arms race has begun. Creatures are developing eyes, shells, claws, teeth. Life is exploding in complexity. The Cambrian explosion. By 10 p.m., plants have conquered land. Animals follow. And by 10:56 p.m., the dinosaurs arrive. For the next hour on our clock, 160 million years in reality, this planet belongs entirely to them. Creatures so large, they shook the ground when they walked. Flying reptiles with wingspans wider than fighter jets. Sea monsters that could swallow a great white shark whole. And standing above all of them, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. 8 tons of muscle and bone. A bite force strong enough to crush steel. For millions of years, nothing challenged it. Then, at 11:39 p.m., a rock the size of a mountain falls from space, 70,000 kilometers per hour. It hits the Gulf of Mexico. The explosion is 10 billion times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb. The sky catches fire globally, then goes completely dark for years. No sunlight, no plants, no food chain. 75% of all species erased by a rock. But in the ash and darkness, small, warm-blooded creatures crawl out of their burrows. Mammals. They survived because they needed almost nothing. With the giants gone, they inherit the earth. By 11:58 p.m., Barely 2 minutes before midnight, a branch of primates in East Africa is forced out of the forests. The climate changed, the trees disappeared, and they did something no creature had ever done. They stood up. 2 legs freed, 2 hands. Hands built tools. Tools fed bigger brains. Bigger brains made fire, language, and stories. At 11:59 and 58 seconds, Homo sapiens appear. In those 2 seconds, humans build the pyramids. Rome rises and falls. Genghis Khan conquers half the world. 2 world wars kill 80 million people. A man walks on the moon. 1 billion people connect through a device in their pocket. Everything you have ever read in a history book. 2 seconds on a 24-hour clock.